Hello, comrades. It's Premier Rever back at the struggling city of Neuve Revergrad. We have uh, uh, we have issues. I'm not sure exactly what they are. I did go around in between the episodes just before I started recording here and just looked for any kind of traffic jams that could be slowing our economy down, and I didn't find anything. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on other than all the delays and everything. Our economy is still not in a steady state. In other words, we're just not producing as much, and I find it hard to believe that deleting this one power plant would wreak so much havoc. But if we come in here and look at our economy and we see, well, what are we importing? We're importing a lot of power, and we're also importing a lot of food. So we are meat and clothes. If you followed the series, you'll know that I kind of expect those to be issues. And alcohol, I don't expect to be too much of an issue, but we did build a whole nother thing here. So we could up the alcohol, but again, and it's not as much with the alcohol. So again, it could just be that things got disrupted, or at least I'm willing to believe that anyway. We are producing alcohol. Or that's meat. I'm sorry. Are we producing alcohol? No workers. Well, we did disrupt things a lot. Remember, we had that whole traffic jam and electrical issue down here. So hopefully there's a bit of a catch up that we're playing, but I think it's good to look here. Now, as far as the American dollars, they're going up very slowly because we're importing meat. Okay, so that's at least good to know. So, all right, let's go around and look at why it wouldn't be here. If we had a problem, let's start at the beginning because that's usually a good place to start. Now, already I see a train sitting here, and I don't see the food going up. I see a bunch of people coming into work, and I don't see any crops. No crops. So crops are an issue. Now remember, we had issues with the crop trains. Now if we come over here, no crops. That's a food factory that I don't care about. Crops, no crops. Well, we have crops in the field. Now how are our farms doing? Our farms... Why does the farm have so much crops? Are these all powered up? Yeah. Why would the farms have so many crops but not... Are the crops going up in our train? Yeah, what is going on? Try to delete a tiny bit of crops. Yeah, why are the crops not going into the trains? We don't really have a lot of money to fix these kind of things if that's... All right, there's no crops going into that train, no crops, but we have crops in the farm itself. Yeah, I've always been less than impressed. I think maybe we can try to... Let's see, what would be the best one to here? I really hate the... I'm just going to do this one individually because and we could do it with our dollars. All right, does that spur you? Oh, look, they're getting crops. Is this going down? No. So it's almost like this has to be full of crops before the crops will go into the silo. I don't know. But at least some of them are getting into the train. What is this guy? Okay, so it probably wasn't the best move to delete some crops, but... Other thing to look at is we have crops in the field, and we did some crop testing. And I think what I should do is sell. Let's get 5 harvesters. We proved that, in generally speaking, was a better way to go than 444, as we called it. 4 tractors, 4 harvesters, 4 trucks. So I'm going to sell this guy. And I believe that the best, yeah, this Dom 85, I think, is the fastest type harvester you can buy. Yeah, this, oops. Speed 28, speed 30. Yeah, so this guy here is speed 35. And that's just as well because we kind of have a few extra dollars. And let's do the same thing to this one. So I will sell this guy. And then we'll purchase another one of these. So I think that will get us a little bit better harvesting ratio so that this isn't a problem. Now the question is, I guess we caused this when we upped the size of these trains. We probably started exporting more than we should, which leads to the question of should I cut down on these trains exporting? I think for now, I don't think we're going to get so much. I'd rather not be buying the food. So let's just at least cut off one of them from exporting, and that should increase the amount. Like this guy, see this, well, why don't we do these 2? We can always go back and put them on there. So these 2 trains aren't going to do anything. And since that, let's see, can we look at which one this is? Oh, this guy's going down there. Yeah, you know what? Why don't you get out of here? Why don't you just go? Because, yeah. Is that the way to get them to go? You know what? No, well, he is at this one already. Yeah, stop waiting. And then go to this step. Why aren't you moving? Oh, because you got a red signal. Why do you have a red signal? You shouldn't have a red signal, should you? Oh, because this... Oh, look at that. Can we... Okay. Let's... So we can't have trains that long unless I move this signal back. Look at that. All right, so let's... Yeah, we can have trains that long. We just can't... I think that's a regular signal, yeah. And let's... Oh, that's... Wait, I need to cancel. Sorry. I don't know what I was expecting to have happen there. All right, well, okay. You know what? We're going to cancel this. And put... Yeah, let's make sure. Now, sometimes these just get locked up, especially when you've changed signals around them. So it's not a bad idea if you're in doubt, delete something and reset it. Like, let's just make sure this turns green when he gets off of the... There, he's off of the thing. Why is that not green? That should be green. There's no train. All right, let's... So that's inward. A little bit too quick. Yeah, why? Well, that's not showing green now, but when this guy gets in, that should show green. That's not a chain signal. There shouldn't be anything on that block after this guy gets in. Do we need the crisscross? Yes, because that's how they get in and out of the other station. But it's showing red. Let's move this guy further this way. right, this is a signaling bug. There's no other way around. Let me pause this because we don't have enough money to faff about signaling bugs. Fortunately, it doesn't cost us any money, but there's no way this should be red. Do you agree? Like, there's just no train in there. If you're talking about block and feedback, there's no. Yeah, there's no reason that this should be red that I can think of anyway. Let's tell this guy to stop waiting. And you know what? See the way he lurched? Look, this is I mean, I know this is just graphics in some way, but let's just see if getting him on his way, and let's put him back to wait. I probably should have put that other train back to wait too, but notice how he's lurching ahead to that signal. I'm wondering if the length of the train isn't causing part of that problem. And I know, let's see if it turns green when he gets off of the block. Was it somehow, well, let's just see what happens. Like, there you go. Now it's green. So somehow it was thinking that this train was blocking it. Yeah, why are you red? See, now we're red in. It's like it's telling it that these two are together. And that's a change. Yeah, see, it's this one should be green. Is now part of the problem. So what are you doing? Yeah, we just don't have a ton of crops anyway, but we should be getting more. And hopefully our little strategy with that. So the other thing I want to do is talk about the power, because that's hurting us. I mean, we're not plunging down in our money, but it's not, I want to see it go up at some point. But yeah, this is a bit frustrating because why isn't this green? Now I could do, before I was worried about blocking this, I think what I may do is we could put a chain signal here and a regular, this is what I would normally do. Now, there should be no reason it shouldn't be further away. Now look at that. Now all of a sudden this one's green. So is it, yeah. Now I don't know if that's too close signaling, but whatever I did there with the, seems to have, it now likes it. I don't know, is this road somehow affecting it? Why would that train have stopped back here? Now I got the signal. I don't know. All right, good. Now these are green like they should be, so I'm not really sure. I mean, getting this one further off of there helped. Okay, so I think we have this one at least, you know, we're producing as much as we can. So let's go take a look at what's going on with the power plants over here. We have no workers. So we need to get more workers one way or the other. Now there's a train there and it has no workers. So that is a big problem because they should still have workers. And what I'm wondering is, the biggest thing that we did was put more trains onto here. And why is that guy stopped? That guy's stopped because he has a signal. And his signal's red, or I mean this one. His signal's blue. So he is the train that would go down. Look at that. His travel time already, this guy's travel time is already 3 hours. So we have a jam up problem. Like they should never have spent 3 hours traveling. And so he waited a long time for, I don't think, anything. Oh, we don't, that's right. We don't have any signaling along here because we're trying to space them out more evenly. So one of the ways we could space them out more evenly in the long run would be to put another signal in so that they're a little bit quicker getting out of that box and just put more trains on here. Now the problem is we don't really have a lot of money to buy many trains, but that would at least get them waiting. So I think one of the problems now is these guys are waiting for the same gapping. What happened there? I just sort of lurched around. I'm getting laggy issues, I'll call it. But see, these guys are now waiting for this guy to clear. So at least he's clearing a little bit quicker than he would before, which would mean these guys are clearing. So I think what we need to see, like, see these trains are all lined up, and I think what might be happening is, yeah, we've already got an hour and 45-minute traveling in vehicle. So we need to get them pumping through here quicker. And the problem is, yeah, you know what? Here's another thing. Let's put, even though it'll further cut down on our gapping, I want to put another signal here so that at least if this train's going to the power plant's going this way, so he might cause a delay, but the ones that are going, see, this guy stops, it still causes a delay, but what is this guy doing? Okay, now he cleared. But in some cases, at least, the train will be able to get out, right? Does that make sense? Like, get past that signal, and then he'll start moving. And then if this guy, yeah, this guy's going up to the ore mines. So this guy will get going towards his destination. Even if he gets gapped, he's going to get gapped right in here. Does that make sense? And in the meantime, this one, who's coming up very slowly. Yeah, look at that. We have a whole backup of these things. Yeah, I'll show you what I mean. Hopefully this guy will get up there relatively quickly. Now, does he stop at this? Yeah, he stops at this train station too. Now, the other thing is we might just not, but see, now this guy stopped, but he's not going to block this guy. This is a good example of what I was hoping. So this guy's still got his blues. Well, he's moving forward anyway, but the fact that he's moving forward at all, like, right, this guy just moved forward while that guy was getting gapped in a sense over here. There you go. So now this guy's moving on. And if this guy, where does he go? See, he's going over to power plant, so he'll be able to move along the circuit that much quicker as well. And then this guy, so hopefully we can see, look, we already got another one coming in. All right, well, let's come back to that, but let's hope that we can start producing no workers. Yeah, so like, yeah, and the train just went by, so that's our problem. And that's a massive, power is a very important part of our lives as far as cutting down on the money goes. So I think this is worth continuing to study, though I do want to take a look at our steel routes and make sure those guys are still, like, make sure we're doing it a little bit efficiently, because if we can start exporting some steel, we're going to be in pretty good shape. Yeah, see, things are already, I think, let's see, what are these guys have been waiting an hour and 55 minutes before they even leave here. Let's just, yeah, there you go. You are, yeah, Ferris Field. So how, well, you don't even have any workers. Well, that's right, you just stop at this last stop and get workers. Yeah, and this guy's getting gapped, which isn't a problem, other than we're gapping the trains that, you know, it's adding to the delay. How long have you been waiting? 2 hours already by the time they get to this point. So all the more reason to go build the other side of Neuve Revergrad, because I was hoping to increase the number of people coming up to here, but you know, I could put a train loop across this. That'd be a bit of a pain to build it if I was going to do it manual building, because it's just going to wreak havoc on. There we go. So that guy's out of the way. Now, how long have your people been waiting? Travel time 15 minutes. That's what we want to see. So you're going up to the ore platform, but you're going to just get right on through there, and then the next train doesn't even go to that stop. But see, yeah, see, this guy wants to just blow right through there. And I think what was happening, geez, it's the laggy is really annoying because you go to move to the left or right and it just shoots you way over. All right, there we go. See, this guy's getting out of the way. Now here's another train for, yeah, 53 minutes travel time. Is getting up to this point is half the travel time. They'll have a green signal going their way. Even if this guy gets spaced out, I think we might have. Well, let's go see. We need to wait until we get a. I'd just like to see at least that we're getting people in here. Every time I've looked, we have 0. Now, how long have these people? No workers. Yeah, is that. How about you? You got a lot of workers. 3 hours, 31 minutes travel time. Yep, and by the time they drop off a few people here, I know this isn't making for the most exciting, but it's it's all part of the drama of the game, right? Yep, there you go. They're all disappearing. Three hours, 55 minutes. All right, let's check the next one. Where is the next one? This guy. So, they have been traveling 1 hour at this point. So let's see how they make it. I think we're going to be okay. And see, this guy has no more passengers. They're just not making it down to here, let alone to our ore processing. But it was all working before. It has to be that we... Look, there we go. We don't have a traffic jam there anymore, which is excellent. Now, I don't know if they're all going to be spaced out, and I would definitely be willing... to buy another train if we could ever get the extra money. All right, there we go. So they're still have only been traveling for 2 hours and 25 minutes, which is a while, but keep in mind there was still a bit of a backup maybe when this one was going there. So we'll come back in a minute, but yeah, I'm confident that this guy will drop at least some people off at the power plant, and then we'll stop exporting power so quickly. Now let's go take a look at. We'll come back and check on that, but look, we got 225 workers and no coal. So why don't we have any coal? Well, probably because we have this fiasco down here, right? So this is going to grind this steel over here to a halt because we're not getting any coal train. So this was really important to get fixed. All right, now let's take... Well, is there a train in here waiting? No, let's take a look at wherever his train is. Has no steel on it. Let's just make sure... No, I don't want to look at that. Let's just see where he's at. See if can I turn him around. Yes. Go back to the steel mill and wait. There's no point in you driving around with nothing in you. And he should be able to get up there from here pretty easily. So now let's go look at our other steel mill / train. All right, this is still producing. Why won't you open? I think that's the train. So this guy only has 67 tons of steel. Let's go see where he is. Oops. Thank you, game safe. He's coming back out of here, heading to GW Distribution. And GW Distribution could certainly use the steel. So let's let him get into GW Distribution, and then we'll try to send him to back to the steel mill over here. And this guy's going to Stalingrad Steel Mill, which is right there. Yeah. So that's good. But we'll let him drop off the 67 tons and then go from there. The reason I want to do this is because if you look, he has 67 tons and it's worth 1.5 million, almost 1.6 million. That means we could get close to 4 or 5 times that amount. Let's just call it 4 to be on the low side. That's like a $6 million train load worth of steel. So I want to get these guys filled up. I'm not doing any construction, if you notice. We're just going to let that slow down. I'm not canceling any, but until we start getting some money, we're not doing any construction, which would be spending steel. Now, I know there's people that have plenty of sign, and we probably are, but yeah, where are you? Oh, you're on your way. And I don't even know that they can make this full route, but yeah, like we could take a look at a Tupper flow. I think a lot of these are going to already have a fair amount of steel, but I want to get him to the point that he can get the Molna. Even if we run out of money, all we need is one of these steel trades. We can probably divert people. Speaking of that, we should probably take a look at our oil and bitumen and make sure that's flowing well, because that's another really good export. Now, what are you doing? You seem to be driving around. Oh, you're coming back here to load. Okay, well, you're going to get in my way a little bit, but that's okay too. Yeah, why are you... You're red. You're red because of feedback. This is a good example of feedback right here. This was red because this was red because these tie together. So I might want to try. Hopefully it won't cause more problems. But you could put a chain signal maybe here. This way. All right, so the train shouldn't... See that he's got a double, so he won't enter that area. Yeah, there's already a chain here. So in other words, they won't enter if it's a chained type system. But that should turn this one greener a lot faster for getting these guys in and out. Oops, speaking of oil. Oh, look, fuel. Yeah, you know what? We just missed him. No, but you know what? He should be able to spin... Yeah, I really don't need him running around empty. Well, how is our fuel doing? I want to keep an eye on our steel trade. There's too much. I can't handle it. And I definitely want to be ready to go with this, because he's only got a minute. After he starts to move, he's only got a second to decide where he's going. Now, why do you have red? You know what do we need to do? Yeah, we'll do that. Definitely don't want your intersections too close together. But that was feeding back on that one. Now it's just red because the train's in the way. And this guy had to go on the same track. He couldn't have gone. Oh, wait. There we go. We could have gone on the other one had I had my signaling correct. Alright, so as soon as he gets done dropping that stuff off, I'm going to click this and then we'll go focus on something else. We're down to 1.2 million. You know, I'm definitely worried. Yeah, so he should drop this all off. I don't think we really have to wait until he's done, but there you go. So go to Stalingrad, and then just get some more steel and go on your regular route, and hopefully that just saved him driving around the map for no apparent reason. So let's go look at our power thing, and because that's we're still waiting on a lot of crops. Yeah, I think let's come in here. Oops. Game save popping up. Yeah, that guy doesn't have a... Let's stop exporting crops for the minute. We can do that again later. And I don't think there's any other... Yeah. Now, are we producing here? Well... Why aren't we producing now? Because we just don't have any crops. Okay, so yeah, we're done exporting crops. Now, do we have people here? A few, and then there's just, I think some more got dropped off. Yes. Okay, so we had a few. We were producing power. Now we're producing even more power, potentially. If we think we have this pretty steady, what I think I want to do is come over here and put it on export mode. And then I want to come over to the Americans, the NATO, and I want to put this one on import mode. Now, I don't know if that causes a loop through, and I don't know if it's going to cause us any power issues. Let's make sure random people have power. Need track construction train set. I guess, did I take them out of here, I guess? Yeah, okay. So how is that doing us? Our money's still going down, but how are we doing with our power? Coal is the issue too now, but are we getting coal produced? No workers. But there you go, you're dropping off some people. No, or did it? Okay, let's see why we didn't get any people there. How about you? No workers. All right, you have workers, and they've already traveled 2 hours and 46 minutes. So let's see. Let's see if that's the problem. With those other trains, yeah, you know what, we really, it's going to cost an awful lot of money, but I'm thinking it might be worth building a train track across here. I mean, if we were to cut this loop in half, well, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, see, by the time they get to there, there's three. Yeah, we still have a jam up here at times. Now, I wonder if it'll just time itself out better. But we definitely need to cut down on the time it's taking. Yeah, I think before I completely run out of money, let me just say, we can even just plan it out. It would be a double track. Let's start from, oops. And it would have to be an electric track. We'll see how much it costs. And when I say a double track, it would be, yeah, that signal is going to be in the way. It would be a track that would allow at least the option to turn and head back right away and not have to go. Now, one thing you can do sometimes, watch this, put down a signal and then delete it. Nah, it doesn't always work. Right, let's see. Oh, you know what? It's that pole that's in the way. All right, let's let that train go by. You know what I could do? Yeah, let's just, we won't remove the pole. We don't have much money. I'll try to go, yeah, like that. All right, so that would cost us 1.3 million rubles, which we don't even have, and 2.5 You know what? Live life on the edge. All right, so now yeah, I guess we would want, it's a little bit of a weird situation, isn't it? Now this should be a chain. Every time you go in, you want a chain. Right? That would be in. And then this, yeah, we should have a chain up here. Okay, so what are you doing? Well, what we could do, I think, because these trains aren't so long, right? So that at least they can start staging themselves. Yeah, now why would you... This might actually be a case where we want to put a signal here and here, because we really don't... We don't want this guy waiting to go this way if there's a train here. So now why are you red? Because you're red. Yeah, I'm okay with spacing them out there a bit. But now what this will do is, I think all of these trains just go to these two stops here. So what are you waiting for? We're just getting jammed up. Now what are you? Yeah, see, this one in the future might not even come down here. So in other words, the trains that are going up this way can just loop through these. If there's a train that wants to go all the way around and come back, it can. But that should greatly reduce the yeah, these guys, well, I don't know. It should reduce the travel time of these guys. I'm hoping enough that we can get some coal, because we're down to 180 or 890,000, and that's not real good. I'm not happy about that. And we have no coal, so we need to get this. We need to get that sped up, and I hope spending that extra dollars on this is the cure. Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure we're signaled here pretty well. I guess we should have one. Well, yeah, no, I don't have a problem with them stopping there. Now, what are you doing? Yeah, so this would be one that came in and shouldn't be too interfered with. So I know, if no other doubt, whatever travel time they have, this train should be fairly well in the new system. And he doesn't even stop at that one, so he's just going to roll right on around. Now the other thing we could do is talk about, yep, no people in that one. So it looks like we've extended it enough to get people into our power plants, which is great. But we also would really need to get that coal going if we're going to count on our new coal mine. So this guy is the city area. That's not what we wanted. We still have people. Yep, 3 hours and 30 minutes. We didn't have to make much of an improvement. So that's this one. Will they all disappear before they get to the coal? Probably. I guess they... Yep, 3 hours 50. This train here is this one. Let's watch them all disappear. Yeah, they're all around 350 travel time. 358. Boom! Look at them all disappear. No workers for the coal mine. They made it to here, so we didn't have to make the world's most massive improvement. Now, where do you? Okay, that's this one. So are you guys in any better shape? 330. See, I don't think they're really in better shape by the time we stop here. Now, where are you? You're just another one that's like the rest. All right. Yeah, I'd say I don't know. Are either one of these people gonna make it up to the coal mines? This guy, I think is this one. He's pretty much in the same boat. These guys are pointless for us making coal. They're not going to get people there. So where is our buddy here? This is the one. This is our hope. Our hope for the entire survival of our thing, because we can't spend any. Oh, look, we got coal coming though. Where did we get coal? I guess we could buy coal. That would be smart, wouldn't it? We probably are buying coal somewhere. Or are we? Do we have people? Did somebody surprise me and no workers? Yeah, so we must be importing coal. Or coal ore. Or do we have... I don't know. I don't really understand how we're getting any coal into this thing, but... Well, that's the fire station. Good, we got workers in there. I guess we're running because we're running off the... like, before we made our changes... Yeah, the reason we're running here... Now, I don't know what's going on with why we're getting coal there. We must have got a few people. So where is this train now? All right, he's coming up the way, and he has 2 hours and 32 minutes. So the other guys, by the time they got out of this stop, were at 3 hours and like 46 minutes. So these guys are like an hour faster to get to this point, which means we shouldn't have any problem getting them around to the coal mines, which is quite excellent. Yep, I have complete faith now that we're going to drop off some people there. But let's just see it for ourselves. Let's zoom in and see what the train ride looks like. How's that? We can shrink this down a bit. Oh, I closed it. Okay. Click through. Well, here, let's take a minute to enjoy the map in all of my flat leveling glory. All right, 166 workers getting coal out. Nice. And let's just make sure, how's our next train doing? Coming around the bend. Plenty of workers. Low hours on the workers, so I think we're going to be in much better shape. There we go. Look, the coal train had moved, so that's a good sign. So this guy's job, for those of you who hadn't followed, is just to run a loop around here, which prioritizes dropping the coal off to the power plants, because you don't want your power to go out. And then when it has excess, when it's done dropping to the power plants, it then drops to this station, and we'll fill up this reserve here. But this reserve is what gets taken up to the coal mine or the steel mills up there. So what we need to, and we really don't need that much coal here, but you need more than none, which is we were producing none. So pretty shortly here, I have a feeling that we're going to be back in business if we're not already. Yeah, see, we're producing coal. Can we see it? Yeah, we can see it on the conveyors. Look, and this guy is producing coal as well. Very good. 93 workers there. And this guy, let's see, are they in good shape? Yes, 2 hours and 38 minutes. So it looks like this is going to make a difference, and I think it's going to make a difference for the people going this way. And we could talk about that, but I'm glad we found it, and I think that it's not a minute too late, is it? Because I really want to start. Are we producing any steel? No, because we need to wait till we get the coal train. So let me wait for a minute till we get a coal train, because I'd like to see. Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't want to run out of time for the episode. We got 15 minutes left, and I sort of want to hopefully resolve this. So I'm just going to let. We're going to run out of money, which is pretty dramatic too. I don't know what to do. Oh, there we go. This guy's moving again, which is important because this is almost full here. So he'll drop off some. Now, is there any coal in this guy at all? No. So it's going to take filling this guy up a few times. And then the other thing to keep an eye on is, yeah, we don't have anybody picking up this coal, which is okay because it should force all of our production to be from these two, which isn't necessarily great, but at least, so we do want to buy another train for here. Now, where are you at? Where coal? Oh, there it is. Yeah, he's dropping off. Yeah, so when does he leave? I'm kind of curious to see how much coal we're actually using at this point. There we go. So now he left. He'll go over to here and drop off whatever's remaining. And that'll go into this train, which eventually will go up to our steel mill, which will save the entire economy, you could say, just in the nick of time. Yep, there he goes. I just want to really make sure all that's working. Yep, so we get some coal in here. Now, this is a good buffer. Now, the other thing is this whole thing is double looped in the sense that if you notice, this guy is on what I'll call the inside track. And so he follows that. We can double up the number of these trains. So each of the loops could have 2 trains. So we could have 4 trains in here moving coal around the middle. Does that make sense? So like we have 2 loops in here. And if you look, they're separate loops. So once you put a train on that loop, it'll stay on that loop. They can't get to the others. And then that could get up to here to drop off and have another drop off to go to this station. Though it probably would be a good idea to connect that with a conveyor. Let's see, is there a conveyor? One of these invisibly, can't see it, construction, oh, come on. No, I never put a conveyor there. Okay, that's all right. We're not using it right now anyway. All right, so there we go. Look, immediately he fills back up. How much coal do we have here? Good. This is what we want to see. And that train didn't leave yet. But he has 213. Nice. Okay, I think we're in reasonably good shape and don't necessarily need to stand down here and look. Now let's see, how much does this guy... Yeah, see, look, he dropped off half the amount this time, I think. A little bit weird the way that's bouncing back and forth, and this guy sits here. Yeah, I kind of wish he would just go. Now, if we had more trains, I don't think this would be... I don't care if one of them sits there dilly-dallying. But yeah, he is kind of dilly-dallying, isn't he? We're not told him to wait. No. Yeah, I kind of wish he would... Yeah, go on your way. And because at the meantime, we're building up more coal here. And I really want to get a coal train out of this place. Yeah, so I don't like the way he sat there trying to keep the well-running power plants full. Like he wasn't leaving. And that's sort of a bit of an issue with the system, in a sense. I'm not blaming the game. I'm just saying, if that guy doesn't keep going, he just needs to keep going. Drop off what you can and then go. There we go. There goes a coal train. So let's go. I want to check one more thing, especially before the end of the episode. And I'm really hoping we can see some money here. But let's go over to, oil traw. And what is this guy doing? This guy is filling up with fuel, which is fine because we're not exporting it, right? So I don't mind that he's getting all of that. Now, why are we not producing more? Because we don't have enough oil rigs. We're out of oil. We don't have hardly any money. We are producing bitumen at least now. This one's completely full. And this one is 500,000. Let's go find our bitumen. Oh, he's going to Molna. Thank goodness. How much do you have on you? Nothing. All right, where are you at? You might as well come back if you can turn around. Yeah, you know what? We can send him back to here. Yeah, so what I'm hoping is we can get him to fill up. Now, where did he... See, and part of the problem is because this is where we were probably using bitumen in places, and because we were using the bitumen, it's just going to take a little while for us to... this bitumen tank is not in bad shape. Where is the... That's the... What do we have going on here? What is this? So we just have a bitumen tank sitting here. Look, that doesn't make any sense, does it? I don't remember building it like that. And this, let's just take a look here. I don't know what happened, but I thought we had a pump and all up here at one point. Because, how are we even getting bitumen into this? Does that make any sense at all? All right, if this is where the train's coming to drop off bitumen, and then we have bitumen here, what happened? Maybe a building burned down. Yeah, but we should have a fire company. Well, maybe that we didn't have enough fire company, right? Yeah, I think we might have had a building burn down that I missed, which is a very big... Now, you know what? That's fine, because we have enough bitumen up here now. Let's just not worry about that with no money left, but we'll have to try to remember to fix that. So this is going to be part of the problem here, is if he's coming to here... Is that the bitumen? Yeah, see, this is working properly, but this is going to suck up most of our bitumen until it gets full, which normally is fine, but I really want to just send that bitumen train. There we go. Look, we're taking advantage of this. I know I'm just switching subjects, but we're still producing good steel over here. This yard has 96. What is this train doing? So good. Look, it's already halfway through its route. And it's heading back to here. It's going to take a minute for that bitumen train. So what I'm thinking of doing now is let him... Where are you going? GW distribution. Why are you going that way? Can you not get in? This is GW distribution over here. So why didn't you go this way? Oh, look at that funniness. I wonder... Right? Like you should have come in here. Well, you know what? Now that you're facing this way, just go up to Molna for me, please. And just sell that steel because we need the money. Look, he stopped to think about it, I guess. Yeah, why didn't he come into here? Like, because he was going from Importska. He's on this track. He should have just gone into here and dropped off. He can't go that way. He's got to go around the long way. Do I have a... Well, let's take a look at our signaling. Make sure I didn't do... All it takes is one... Let me get rid of that one for a second and just put it back a little bit further. Not that I think that's the problem, but... Yeah, I don't see any reason why he wouldn't come up and around here. Versus whatever goofy way he's going. Yeah, those signals seem to be on the correct side of the track, and plenty of other trains are going in this way. All right, let's see. So yeah, see, this is $7 million that we'll get very shortly here. All right, good. So where is our bitumen train? Oil field. Let's make sure. Okay, good. The bitumen train is sitting there and it's filling up. Do we have enough to fill them up? Pretty close. So when he comes up to here, I just want to send him as well right over to the Molna Custom House. I'm not worried about building up a buffer. We have 100 grand left. 99 grand. But I think if we can get this big deposit of money, yeah, so as soon as that tank is empty, it's awful close. It'll come close to filling him up. Yeah, look at that. Look, we're down to 44,000. Now, I want to see why our money's going down so fast. There we go. So now, go to this next stop. Yeah. Okay. There he goes. All right. So we have another good chunk of change coming. Let's go back up to the Molna house here and make sure there's nothing stopping our steel train. No. Okay. The steel train. Now, why is the steel train on? Oh, he just went. Was he on the wrong track coming out of? I think he was on the wrong track coming out of. Yeah, because how could he even get over to this track? Here's what I'm looking at. He's on this track. And I don't even know how he got over there. If he was on the right track coming, that might be the problem that I didn't notice. We'll go back down to Old Revergrad and see why he got. We have to understand that he got on. Now he's going, no. What are you doing? He just went. He was on the wrong track. So now, 9,000. Look, our money's going up a little bit, but. So he's going through a loop all over the darn place. All right, so let's make sure there we go. We're out of rubles. There goes we'll keep this guy open just to keep an eye on him. So I think the problem was, I thought he was on the right track, but maybe I was just, it just didn't, I don't know. Go back and watch the video. So when he comes out of here, they can go either way. Yeah, and I really don't like that. Yeah, I really don't like that. I don't know what problems. I don't have any money. Yeah, what I want to do is eliminate the ability for them. If they're coming into here, they need to go on the supply loop track. And then what I would do is get rid of all this other and just have this corn train would come in for now on its own track, like, and not be involved with anything else. And that would force them to go over this bridge and then get back in. Now, is the bridge signaled properly? That could be another problem. So this, no, not really. Because these should be, should be coming back out this way, which means this should be a chain signal, if anything. This should be coming back out this way. We'll let that train go by before we, and then this should be like a chain in, and that should be a chain in, that's a chain out. Now this should be probably just a regular signal this way, that way. Yeah, so that's, see, when this guy goes in and out, he can choose whatever track he wants. I don't want to give them the choice anymore. Yeah, then this is a problem if we're trying to buy food and stuff. So we really need to get, let's really hope, where did our, well, that's right, we left him open so we can just, yeah, good. He's on the right track. Now the other question is, though, why would the steel train not have just kept going straight? Like, why would he have come around here and then turned around and not just gone up to the Molna Custom House? Oh, unless he was going back to get fuel? Where is that steel train? What are you doing, buddy? Oh, he's out of fuel. Yeah, we really need to get this system working. So he's coming all the way back over to here to get fuel. It's amazed he even figured out that that's where he wanted to get fuel. But he probably decided a long time ago to get fuel. And yeah, that's another problem. We need to get all the tracks electrified because otherwise they're really less efficient. Disproportionately less efficient. But here we go. 5,000, I'm sorry, 5.4 million. There we go. Money's going up. All right. Well, it was artificially done, but at least it's going up. So at least we're not, you know, like the things that we are purchasing, if we are emergency purchasing coal someplace. Yeah, now why don't you not have coal? Oh, no, you do have coal. You're just, yeah, if you don't have a conveyor pump, and again, you can say it's part of the game, but I don't understand why you wouldn't have these conveyors fill up this storage without a pump. It's like, you know, how are you getting out of here if you don't have a pump to get it onto this conveyor? It could be a little tweaked improvement. Now, are we getting people? Yeah, so we're in good shape as far as the coal goes. As a matter of fact, yeah, well, the one train is holding up pretty well. Now, how much do we have here? Yeah, so we have a good amount of coal here as well. So what that's telling you is, there goes there's our coal train going back the other way. This guy now has steel. Where is our steel train? Just pulling in. Pretty good. So this guy's still running. So we don't really have any excess steel storage. So over time, though, I pictured having more steel trains. You know, we got plenty of track for keeping the steel trains a-flowing. And these guys are both running the same route, so I don't know if we shouldn't. There, look, we got 4 million. So we're and that's the difference in this economy. There you go. Our bitumen train finally stopped filling up. And so he should go back and get another load, and then at least we've had a little bit of breathing room at this point. And this guy, yeah, he's filling up. So I don't know what to say other than, you know, I just need to get things more efficient and we'll have to look in the next episodes for how we do that. Now, how are we doing if we just look at, I would say, compared to before, we have less fields, because this one's just starting to get harvested. Do we have any? No, we don't have any excess crops, which is good that we're using them all up. Can't really click on there. Because we still have, but we only have 2 trains waiting now. And how full are they? Sometimes you get this battle of who's going to get the crops thing going. And this guy looks like he might have just pulled up. So I think we're doing a little bit better on our crops. Look, oh, we're getting another big jolt of money there. Oh, was that our steel train made it up here? No, that was, oh, our excess chemicals. Nice. See, we get the crops flowing better. We get the chemicals going. Now, look how fast we're up to 13 million. I did not plan that. I would have ended the episode, but depending on the timing of things, of course, I didn't want to end it on a 0. I wanted to start getting a bit of a solution, have some kind of resolution to the episode. But I think that now this guy's only worth 400,000. But again, now we're, it's another 400,000. It's better than the sharp stick in the eye, as they say. And somewhere here we've got we've got a steel train that's worth the most money of them all. Where he is, I have no idea at this point. I guess he has to come all the way down. He has to run the length of our town to get turned around. Boy, that's like I'm a rhyming guy. Or is he going through here to turn around? No, where did that other train go? That would have been the train that would come here. So I guess that's the easiest way to find them. And where are you? Oh, you're going through the tunnel. He's like on a grand tour. The Grand Molna Export Tour. Yeah, so I think what I need to do as we get more money here is I need to get, in the worst way, and I'll let the money build up, but expect, I think, in the next episode that we're going to make a Herculean effort to get this track electrified, at least up until this point. We don't have much in the way of dollars, but that's okay. I think we need to let the economy recover overall, and I think we have. I think this hour of this episode is really, and getting this problem fixed here where we weren't getting coal, because if you think about it, we are spending a lot of people, and the putting the trains over to here was a real delaying problem. But if we can keep some kind of steel flowing out of here, like already this guy has 3.5 million worth of steel. So I think we're going to slow down on our constructions. And yeah, we need some bricks here, but that's it. Like everything, how about boards? Now we could use, we have, our boards are maxed out. Yeah, so we have everything else maxed to what they could drop off over here, which means we could really ramp up this construction. But let's just, I know we have 13 million, but you guys see how fast that goes. And then I think what I'll do is just let enough time that I think our money and things are redone. I think we need to rebuild this. Maybe we didn't have a road over to here, because I don't think it would have deleted the road. I think that's the problem when you build these systems. If you don't get a road over to something like that switch or pump, if we didn't have a road into this guy, you don't get any fire protection. And it doesn't, I think when they burn down, they don't delete the road. They might delete the pipes connecting them. But we'll get this fixed, and I might just do that in between the episodes while I'm warning you, and just come back after everything is settled down. Oh, why does this look completely empty? Yeah, see that graphics thing there? Now, did this guy ever get his steel back? No. This looks like there's no steel, but there's plenty of it. Yeah, and this is all electrified track, so we could talk about a train coming in here and dropping off steel. It's just I think the only critical thing is to get this electrified. If we can get this stretch electrified, then I can switch over to the electric tracks, and then we won't have the great Molna 700-kilometer trek from A to B, and then after that we could talk about like getting rid of this little problem. So I guess to say the episode's long enough, but expect to come back at some point. I think I'll even start building this because it's going to be such a time-consuming thing that, I think I just want to do it. And we really don't have enough money to do it between the episodes. Does that make sense? So if I start this, it'll sort of depend on what happens. If nothing exciting happens, then I'm just going to try to get all this track electrified so we can get away from our diesel problem without having to build more diesel tanks that I don't really want to build. Okay, if I change my mind, I'll come back sooner, but otherwise, expect me to start electrifying this track when I feel comfortable doing so, as far as our money goes. All right, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the episode. We have averted catastrophe. So, take care. Have a good day.